So now we're going to do the matrix process for money. So look at your income. Look at your monthly income. If it's not a regular thing, just give it an estimate what your monthly income is. So I'm not talking about any savings or any other kind of money at this point. Your income, what you earn every month, has its own energy to it. So we're going to focus on that. So look at that income and just notice any feelings that come up about it and maybe write them down so you really see them. The mind is a bit shifty. So writing down those feelings about your income and just start tapping just to tune in a little bit more, just to calm the central nervous system and just tune into that feeling. So you have your monthly income, you got the feelings that come up, and you can fill out this sentence as well. This means I'm fill in the blank. Okay, so just notice that judgment that comes up as well. And it's all okay for we want to bring up all that negative that's there because we're going to be tapping it away. So there's no need to make it positive or tone it down. We want to just really get the ugly stuff that's there, and that's where tapping is most effective. So we have that sentence, and now we're going to tune into where you feel it in your body. So when you look at your income, and you have those feelings, those judgments, whatever they might be, where do you feel it in your body? So just tuning into your body, where do you feel that energy? So for me, I feel it in my solar plexus. Where is it for you? Just tune into that place in your body where you feel that. And just notice, is there a color? Just tune into that color. And even if you're not sure, if you were to guess, what would the color be? Is there a texture? So for me, when I tune into my solar plexus and I look at my income, there is a red, rubbery, plasticky feeling in my solar plexus. So whatever it is for you, it doesn't have to make sense. Okay, so once we have that feeling, just tuning into it very gently. So we're dealing with something very subtle here, so it's okay if it comes through strongly, or it might come through just in little glimpses here and there. Your mind might wander around, and that's all normal and it's all okay. So we'll just take whatever information comes, and trust me, it's the right information. So just tuning into that, and trust me, trust your body, trust your subconscious mind. It's showing you something here. Okay, so we got that place in your body. You think about your income, the feelings, the colors, the textures. And now just ask to be shown, when is the first time I felt this feeling? And just you can wait a bit and see if a memory comes up. And again, you can just say, well, if nothing comes up, that's fine. If I were to guess, what would it be? How old was I? And just go back there. If a number comes to you, sometimes for me, a number just comes, 8. There's no memory, but there's just a number. Okay, 8. Where were you when you were 8? What was happening when you were 8? See what comes through. And now the information might start coming through again. Could be subtly, it could be a feeling, it could be a sound, it could be a picture. Just trust whatever comes. So for me, I got an 8-year-old, and there's a bit of information coming in. So what I want to do is I'm going to go and step into that memory as myself right now. And look at that 8-year-old person. We're going to call that the echo. So we step into the picture and we look at the echo, and right away I go up to my echo, I introduce myself, I say I'm from the future, and I ask if I can tap on them. But I have a nice little technique, is going to make them feel better. So I take their hand and I start tapping on them. So I'm tapping on myself, but in the matrix, I'm tapping on the echo. So then you go through and just ask your little echo how he or she is feeling. And then you can start tapping. Even though you're feeling, in this case for me, even though you're feeling worried, you're a good little girl and I love you. Even though you're feeling very worried, you're a good little girl and I'm here for you. And even though you're feeling very worried, you're a good little girl and I'm here for you. So just fill in whatever's right for you. And then just tapping through your little echoes points. So we're just releasing the freeze response. There was a little trauma that happened. It could be a little one, could be a big one. But we're just releasing that trauma. We're easing that feeling of isolation. And we're taking a moment also to really listen to this little person who felt very isolated at that moment, very helpless. That's how the trauma is created. So we're going to go in there, and that is part of what they needed at that moment, was just to be heard, to be comforted, to know they're not alone, so I'm here for you. And just go through the emotions that you're feeling. You're so fearful. You're so worried. What are you going to do? It's okay to bring up these negative emotions because we're tapping on it with the echo. And just look at their little face and see how they're doing. So we just go through. When you can see that they're a little bit more relaxed or responsive or with you, then you can start talking to them, And I like to, as early as possible, just try to say, what did you decide about yourself or about the world at this moment? And if you look at them and listen, they'll tell you, what did you decide about yourself or the world at this moment? This is where a belief was formed. So if I just look in, so my belief was at this time, I've got to fix this. Very helpless feeling when you're 8 years old and you have to fix this big problem you have no idea about. Somehow it feels like your responsibility. So that was mine. Other beliefs can include I'm bad, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, mom and dad don't love me. And all those can be very traumatic for a young child who's very dependent on their parents for survival. So just seeing what the belief is as best you can. And if nothing's coming through, you can also guess. You can also say, I don't know what I decided at that moment. I can't hear my little echo, but if I were to guess, would be this. Okay, that's probably very good information as well. And it won't hurt. So now we want to resource the echo. So for me, I have to fix this. So I just ask them, what did you need at this moment? What do you need right now? So she needed her mommy and daddy to be there and to just talk her through this and, explain to her how they were going to take care of the situation, and then actually everything was okay, and that she could just go on being a kid and go off and play with her friends or brother and sister. So that's what she needed. So I'm going to create that. We're in the matrix. We can create anything for them. So I'm just going to create that image. I've got my parents there. And you might need to do some tapping on other people that you're bringing in. If it was parents or anybody else in the situation, they might have been stressed and overwhelmed and everything. So we could slow it down and tap on the parents, tap on anybody else that might need a bit of help there. That's also possible. We just really take our time with this process. It's a really privileged moment to be able to go back and help this little person, this little you. Some people like to also bring in angels or a guide or Jesus or whoever is comforting to you. I sometimes like to bring in Tony Robbins. Just really like the guy. Big, strong guy full of positive words, and I just feel like he could come in and fix any situation. So I just sometimes like to have him there, just validating that, oh, we're just doing the right thing and everything's going to be great, and he's just empowering everybody, or, pointing to their own power. So I'm going to bring in Tony Robbins. Sometimes I bring in my Qigong master because he's just so full of love. Jesus, or Archangel Michael, who's also very powerful and brings in a lot of protection and support. So just bring in those resources as well. Okay, so just create what the younger you, the echo, needed at that moment. Still tapping. So for me, I've got a picture, and I actually just felt it in my body that there's just such a relief. Everything's okay. My parents, explaining to me a step further that actually they do have everything under control and they don't really expect anything from me, and not to worry, and that I'm safe and the family is safe, and I can just go on enjoying my day and my life. And I like to see their faces smiling at me, so they're giving me, kind of showing me that everything's okay and there's lots of love. And so then I asked the echo, how is it now? And okay, she's feeling better. And I like to say 0 to 10, so 10 being absolutely fantastic, wonderful, 0 being neutral, where are you? She's like an 8. So then I say, well, okay, 8's really pretty good. So you can reimprint an 8. But I sometimes say, well, what would make this better? So she wants to play. She wants her parents to play, with her and her brother and sister, like have her parents participate in that. And that would just, that would just be the cherry on the cupcake. So I look, is it possible? Okay, I create that situation. And it's just wonderful all around. Tony Robbins is just approving and just validating everything. It's a great moment. My little echo is happy, and she feels quite powerful just being her little 8-year-old and being able to just enjoy life at that moment. Okay, so I got my perfect picture. I would say it's a 9 or a 10. For you, if it's an 8 and you're happy with that 8 and you can't think, and the echo is not wanting anything else, and that's absolutely fine. Even if it's lower, if it's a 7 or a 6, I like to get it, at least 5 and up, because it's better than what it was. And we have released the freeze response, the trauma, so that's also going to do a lot of good. Okay, so I look in, what are the emotions? So there's a feeling of relief, and also just a feeling of love and happiness with my family. So look at what are the feelings there. And the colors, so I was in my kitchen, so I see some kind of greens, and there's some sunlight coming in, and so greens and yellow sunshine light. And then take that image, you have your eyes closed, and you bring it in front of your face, that image. And then we just turn it up. Imagine you just have a knob and just turn up the feelings, the intensity, the brightness, just to make it, kind of glow a little bit stronger. And now we bring it into our head. So we're bringing it into our brain and just rewiring those neural pathways, creating a new reality. So I have the opposite belief going, that I've got to fix this to no, I just got to live my life. I just have to be a kid. Everything's taken care of. I am safe. And so we're bringing that into the body, and we're telling every cell of the body that this is the new reality. Bringing it in, down the front of the face, and the back of the head, the neck. Those feelings for me of happiness, of relief. I'm seeing the smiling faces of my parents and playing, and we're safe and everything's good. Down the shoulders. Now into the heart. The heart has a very strong magnetic field, so we inhale it, bring it into the heart, and exhale it, let it go to every cell of the body, into the heart again. And now down into the earth, grounding us in this new reality, telling every cell that this is the new reality. Again, into the heart. And now we're pushing it in every direction into our energy field. So we're just going to be walking around with this is the new truth. This is the new belief. And then inhale again and exhale into the universe, to the ends of the universe. The universe sends it back to you in a beautiful, continuous loop. This is the new reality. This is the new belief. And we're going to clean up the timeline. So going back into the past from this point, going to all the places that needed this adjustment, this correction to this belief, and all the way down the timeline into the future. And coming back. Okay, when you're ready, just open your eyes.